Welcome to Behind the Curtains. I'm your host, Pisakan Sebastian, and on today's edition, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 lessons I've learned in my 10 years of staying married. Falling in love is very easy. Growing a marriage and nurturing it to a lifelong friendship and building a permanent and thriving marriage takes hard work. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of sacrifices, and it's something that is done daily. You just have to do it every day. What happened behind the curtains of homes is what shapes the society. Archbishop Benson Idahosa said something. He said, learn from the foolish how not to be foolish, and learn from the wise how to be wise. To have a thriving marriage, you need to learn. You need to relearn. You need to unlearn. It is a process, and it is relevant knowledge that will keep your marriage after many years. The first lesson is love. Love is a core value, but love is not enough. People love themselves before they get into marriage. Even when you hear people say, I want out, the truth is they love themselves. But there were other things they did not put into consideration. One of it is acceptance. So love is not enough. You need to accept your spouse. You need to learn to trust your spouse. You need to learn to have integrity. There must be openness. There must be honesty. There must be forgiveness. So it's not just enough for you to love somebody and get married to the person. The other things have to be part of it. Number 2 is respect. You need to have respect for yourselves. Respect is a key point. It's very, very important for you to have a thriving and a good marriage. Now, for a man, respect is key. Women, don't play with your husband's respect. And now, when I talk about respect, I'm talking about what does respect mean to him? What are the things that you do that spell respect to him? That is what you should be able to think of and consider. Number 3 is commitment. Great marriages is based on commitment to honor God and to honor your spouse and the vow that you made. You need to be committed. Without commitment, there can be no great marriage, because there are times when things just don't go the way that you expect it. There are times when we fall out of love, but it is that commitment that will be able to keep you steady, keep you firm. It's commitment that will keep you, and you'll be able to tell yourself, I'm not going anywhere, I'm sticking in here, I'm going to work it out. Communication and understanding. I think this is one place where there is a lot of issues in marriage. Ability to communicate. Ability to communicate, and not just communicating. Understanding yourself. You could talk and the other person does not understand you, and the person will get angry. So one of the things I've learned is I need to learn to communicate, and I need to get my spouse to understand what I am communicating. So it's not enough to just talk. It's not enough to just talk. The other thing that you need to do is you need to be sure that the other person you're talking to, your spouse, understands you. The next one is unity. I think unity is the access code to every promise that God has for us in marriage. You need to learn to live in unity. You must win collectively. The 3 C's. You need to learn how to compliment your spouse, as in tell your spouse you're beautiful, you are handsome. When they get dressed in the morning, you have to learn how to appreciate them. The other one is you need to compliment. I don't know if I'm getting the 2 pronunciation right, but the other one is how to tell somebody. That's affirmation. The first one is affirmation. The other one is you need to learn how to compliment. That means In your area, in the area where your spouse is weak, you need to come in and be able to stand in those areas of weaknesses. The other one is you need to learn to compromise. There are times when you know you're so right, but you just need to go to the direction of the other person, your spouse. It's not every time that you must say, I'm right and I must stand on my rights. No. Prayer is a weapon. You need to learn how to fight with prayer. It's not everything you argue about. There are things that happen and you just walk away and you whisper a prayer to God. Lord, I don't like what my spouse has done. Lord, communicate it to me. Most times, prayer is just the last option that you have. You've done every other thing and it's not working. The next thing that you need to do is you need to think of praying. Be yourself. If you are a woman, whether you make more money than your spouse, the truth is your spouse is not going to be the wife. It's still going to be the husband. And now you need to learn how to be yourself. Now, as a woman, the power you have is the power of influence. You don't rule by position. You don't rule by standing to like, yes, I know it. No, you rule by influence. So there's a way you could influence your spouse. Your strength embedded in beauty. So you don't need to go fighting and trying to take the position of your spouse. No, there are ways that you exhibit your own leadership position. Frequent sex reduces friction and tension in marriage. And now you need to understand that as spouses, one person will have a high libido, the other person will have a low libido. You need to come to a point where you have an understanding. And the truth is this, sex bonds in marriage. And now you need to understand when it comes to sex, this one is to the men. When your wife starts having children, everything changes. All you need to do is you need to see how to still bond. You don't have to go around complaining, my wife is not cooperating again, my wife is not doing all of these things. Sex is different when children come along. When it was just the both of you, it's different. But the truth is, I am a marital sexuality advocate. I believe in sex. Sex should be done always. And I have noticed that frequent sex reduces friction and tension in marriage. And sex is a gift that God gave to us. And the way you treat sex with your spouse, it determines the way you treat the maker. God gave us sex and it's an exclusive thing. Now, people complain about sex a lot in marriage, but the truth is nobody actually stops having sex because they want to fast and pray, which is the recommended thing. It's just that people get tired, people get bored, tension comes and all of those things. Okay, marriage lives are in seasons. Seasons of when it's very hot, when it's very cold, when the children come in, when the pressure of work, when finances is a problem. There are different seasons. You must always seek for peace in every season, not to be right. You need to give your spouse support. You need to learn to accept your spouse every phase, the way they are changing, the way things are changing. You need to learn how to support them in every phase. And so these 10 lessons that you have heard today, if you apply it, it will make a whole lot of difference in your marriage. The truth is, for you to have a thriving marriage, you need to be intentional about your desire. You need to pick one thing at a time. Marriage is an honorable place. And anything that is honorable, there is labor in it. You need to take action daily. Don't need to work on assumption. You need to invest. You need to make sacrifices. Everyone desires to see some kind of positive changes in their marriage. If the change must come, you must be intentional about it. A thriving marriage is an intentional marriage. You need to be intentional about it. Your desires, how you want it to work out. You need to do things together. You need to pray together. You need to sleep together. You need to eat together. You need to learn to do things together. And you need to endure challenges together. In your marriage, get support from other people. Get a counselor to talk with. God bless you. God keep you. If you love this video, share it to your neighbor, share it to your friends, share it to your family. You might actually be saving a home. And if you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so that the next time I'm bringing in a video,